Hello ladies and welcome back. It's time to review Boku no Hero Academia 157, and we got some supposedly hype shit going this chapter, but I have very mixed opinions about this chapter personally because, well, let's be completely honest guys, it wasn't anything special. Some people claim that this chapter is the best chapter 2017 and, well, it's not. Come back when you have something that can outshine Tamaki's fight with the 3 expendables. Then we can talk chapter of the year. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's get right into this chapter, ladies and gentlemen, because, well, while not a lot happened, that which did happen wasn't what I expected to happen at all, and quite frankly I'm not very pleased with it, but at the same time the chapter wasn't bad, it was average at best. So Deku saved Eri. I think that was kind of expected. I mean, we did see Eri jump towards Deku in last week's chapter, but what really surprised me and probably a lot of other people as well is how Eri made Deku go 100%, or well, rather, she rewound him after going 100%, which kind of became a major topic, and while I personally don't partake in these debates whether it's good or bad, I didn't really like it, that's all I can say, but it's not an asspull or anything, it's just not a favorable move that I wanted to go down really, and I can see why Horikoshi is doing it, since Deku is the main character, so why not have him defeat Overhaul, right? Because if he's fighting it 100%, Overhaul's basically fucking dead, let's be real, that shit's going to pulverize him into dust or some shit. However, I don't think Deku can use 100% for a very long time, because even if Eri keeps reversing him back to before he breaks his bones, we still have a situation where she will eventually run out of juice, because if you use your quirk too much, you're going to pretty much pass out from overdoing yourself, and her drawback might also come into play, even though we don't know for 100% what her drawback actually is, apart from the fact that she can't control her quirk properly at this time, which doesn't really have anything to do with her drawback per se, but rather the fact that she's only just unlocked her quirk at will, so it will take time and practice before she can use it with more precision. Right now it's more or less down to luck that Deku isn't getting reversed back further than he is. He keeps triggering 100% continually to avoid such a fate, but I mean, what if Eri runs out of juice and Deku uses up 100%? His whole body will shatter and she will not be able to reverse it again, so whatever he intends to do, he may want to hurry up, because it's either him or Overhaul at this point. I mean, yes, we might see Tamaki or Nejire do something, but Night I said that not even Ryuku and the others could do anything against Overhaul at this point, and he also said that Overhaul intends to kill Midoriya, which confirms that his vision has not yet been averted. This is something that I find to be the good part about the chapter, because we get a sense of danger still. Deku has not yet succeeded in changing his own fate, and while I think it's kind of obvious that he will, since he's the main character and all, it's going to be very interesting to see how he decides to do that, because as I said, if he intends to use Eri's help, he needs to act quickly because he's on the clock, and if he intends to use something else to defeat Overhaul, well, it's going to be something pretty fucking spectacular, and I just don't see that happening. Deku's 100% is pretty much the only thing right now that we know of, at least, that can defeat Overhaul, especially since he did decide to fuse with that new expendable, which the girls were fighting, so he's once again in a very powerful state, even stronger than before, because this one has more of a physical quirk instead of just a mental one. So with the previous fusing, he did pretty much gain more limbs, a renewed body, and I guess potentially Nemeto's quirk, but this time he gained a different kind of power. I mean, just looking at it, we can easily tell that he's become an absolute beast in terms of power. He's basically riding that expendable while using it as a weapon. He really brings out the best in his subordinates, so to speak. I mean, we knew he was into using his subordinates, but this was on a whole new level. He literally turned this guy into a mode of transportation as well as a weapon, because that thing can probably punch like the original expendable could, and if that's the case, well, Deku's 100% may indeed be the key to his defeat. But I do want to talk about Eri's quirk, because Overhaul said something interesting in this chapter, which was that Eri could probably turn someone back to a monkey if she wanted to, which suggests that her quirk can not only rewind people by age but also by evolutionary steps, and I think that might be where the drugs come into play. After he said that, it pretty much clicked for me, like, hold on, so maybe the bullets rewind the target to an evolutionary stage where quirks had not yet become a thing. Now that's of course only if Overhaul is speaking from facts, which he may not be. He could just be saying things out of the blue. I mean, it's not impossible. Granted, he understands the quirk better than Eri herself, but at the same time, her quirk hasn't exactly been manifested properly until last week's chapter, so her quirk quirk is bound to be a mystery to, well, everyone, at least the extent of her quirk. Knowing the basis may not be enough to make a full-out assumption of what her quirk is actually capable of, and what its drawbacks are, because I'm pretty sure these drawbacks are going to be big and intense in some way. Exactly how, I'm not sure, but that might be seen next week, because again, if she keeps rewinding Deku over and over, there's bound to be some kind of backlash on Eri's part, both from overdoing herself, but the quirk itself may have some negative effects on her as well. It's really hard to determine as of right now, but I can absolutely see that being the case. If all other quirks, or at least nearly all other quirks, had obvious drawbacks, why wouldn't Eri's do as well, right? Anyway, I'll be ending this review here, so let me know what you think down below in the comments, and if you did, be sure to Detroit that like button if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to see more My Hero Academia content. This has been your favorite host Perm, and I'll see you next time.